destiny. I know my destiny.
Today?
21 Road.
That's right. Today we're up on 21 Road. Do you like this trail, Maddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie likes this one. It's an interesting trail with a lot of fun stuff along the way. Just kind of starts off in a sandy wash with some random rocks, but then slowly gets better the further you go.
21 Road is located just right outside of Grand Junction, Colorado. Look at a map, look for 21 Road, and follow 21 Road right up into the Book Cliffs. It becomes kind of a two-track trail, and then you look down into the wash on the right and look for little roads leading down into that wash. And that's where the trail begins. The first obstacle we come up to is a big rock on the right. And basically this is a large pivot rock. What I like to do is put my rocker or my belly pan right kind of on that rock and then put it in the front only and pivot right around the rock. I ended up with so much great footage from out on 21 Road, I had to make 2 videos out of it. So this video is part 1.
Was that scary? No? Did you think you were gonna tip?
Zig follows me up and does pretty much the same thing. Make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end, and if you like this sort of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think. This is Ultra 4 driver and builder Paul Horschel out on the trail with us today, and if all these buggies look similar, that's because Paul designed all of them. Matt Brissy uses a little bit of momentum on his side to carry him up and around this pivot rock.
Well, I guess that's how you do it.
Matt Brissy doesn't have an Atlas transfer case, so he can't front dig his way out of this one. He has to back up and go forward a couple times to get around the big rock at the bottom. The next optional obstacle is on the left side of the trail as you're working your way up. I've missed this one in the past, however today I saw it. I decided we gotta go hit it because this is a fun flexy one to work your way through. What I do is put my passenger side tire up on that knob and feel it out and make sure things aren't getting weird, and then just slowly crawl my way through it.
Come here.
Zig starts off on a similar line as I did, however, he stays up a little bit more on the passenger side. Then, things get a little weird and he slides down on his side. Zig's not one to give up on a line, so he continues searching for traction any way he can. After the motor started burning a little bit of oil, he was able to back off of this without winching, get flat again, and then drive back up through the line after correcting a little bit. Paul Horschel starts working his way up through this line as well. You can see right here just how much these cars flex that Paul designed as he's working his way through this obstacle. He stayed a little bit high here, however the suspension's able to completely soak that up. Matt Brissy starts working his TJ through this obstacle, and you can see the short wheelbase loves this one. He does a great job working through it.
Well, Matt made it look easy.
This is the spot that fully flexes you. Easy? There you go. Good job, Chrissy.
As we continue up the trail, there's a few more optional lines up on the right side that we start working our way up through.
Ruby, come! Come! Alice, get out of there! Alice!
They go through that?
I'm able to crawl up on the rock and keep it tight against that side hill so that I don't fall on top of the rock and get stuck. Zig follows me through this section as well. There's a section of this trail where you have to go up and out of the ravine to protect some special toads that live in this area. The Grand Mesa Jeep Club helped work to keep this trail open and put that bypass around this to protect the toads so people aren't driving over. For this next section, the trail goes on the right up next to the cliffs. And as you're going over this breakover rock, it doesn't look like much on camera, however it feels pretty weird sitting in the buggy. The reason why is it's off camber as your front end is dropping down, and sitting in there it feels like you want to lean into the bottom of the ravine. Paul doesn't waste any time coming up and over this rock. Matt Brissy looks like he's feeling a little awkward on this one as well. With that short wheelbase TJ, it feels like it wants to lean downhill of that rock.
You got it. Straighten her out. Head down. Right there. Go down.
Zig comes over this rock staying a bit more passenger, which makes it look like it's sitting flatter on this rock as he goes over it. Because this trail is a creek bed, there's little pockets of water along the way for the dogs to cool themselves down and get a drink.
Ruby's a hot dog.
The next obstacle hasn't always existed. A few years ago, there was a large landslide where part of the hillside came down and carried some massive rocks with them. We had some friends that were in town camping that weekend, and they were the first ones over it. So our friend Matt Serrano, known as Mustache Matt on social media, he was the first one over it, so a lot of people have called this Mustache Rock. This has changed a bit over the years, and now there's a new line between the rock and the hillside that we wanted to try. The difficult part of this one is it twists you up pretty good, and it also has a bad breakover so that my belly keeps getting stuck if I try and drive over it. What I have to do is continue to try and find anywhere I can to not get the belly pan stuck on that rock and to pull me over this big, large rock. Finally, I'm able to grab enough of the hillside and pull the rest of the buggy up and over this old landslide. Paul starts to work his way up over this large rock. What he's trying to do is get the front end up and over it so that it'll pull the rear up and over it. However, the rear's got to be in the right position to pull up and over this rock. You have to get the driver's side rear in the right place, and the passenger side rear has to be in the perfect place to pull you over this, otherwise it wants to slide into the notch. You can see here just how big this hole is when you slide into it.
Hey Matt, what's up?
After a little bit of maneuvering, Paul gets in the right spot and pulls up and over this large rock.
I think that might be better for him is to go passenger. Hook it passenger right there with his wheelbase.
Matt starts working his way up, trying to follow the same line we took. The short wheelbase wasn't having it though. He was able to go up the more conventional line and pop up and over the large rock in the middle. Last year you had to go over this rock as the whole valley was filled in. The ravine has now cleared out, probably due to some flooding, and you can drive around this.
He's gonna fall off.
However, it's still a fun optional obstacle to play on along the way.
Get him, driver, yeah.
Zig starts working his way up through this section, trying to stay up on that driver's side. That's the tricky spot, is to get that rear driver tire to start climbing that hill and to not get sucked down into the big hole.
Hey, stop. His back. Keep working it down. A little more. All right, turn into it.
This is one of the most unique parts of this entire trail. This giant alcove that you drive into and can hang out. And when you're done hanging out in the alcove, there's even one more obstacle inside the alcove to play around in before you continue up the trail.
Sissy.
Part 2 of 21 Road is going to have some amazing footage as well, so make sure to check it out.